They'll go with the same sort of team, same sort of lineup that they had in Istanbul, with Yilmaz as a right back, Tavernier into the back three, Yefte the other side, sort of Raskin, Barron as the sitters, and Diamande and Czerny off of Dessers. I tend to think that's the same. I mean, I said, speak to Scott Arfield this week as well for his column, and he made a big play. I do think there's a decision to be made on the striker. I think Dessers, that moment when he goes clean through at the weekend and misses that huge chance, just for me sums him up. He's a guy who, at times when the pressure's on, when his head gets a bit scrambled, when he's got too much time to think, I think he just goes for the safety first option and blasts it. I think Igamane's a far more refined character as a centre forward, certainly far more. I think he's got more ice in his veins than Cyriel Dessers does, so it wouldn't surprise me if that was the alteration. But in terms of how the rest of the lineup goes, I think it's going to be very similar to what you saw in Istanbul. And listen, they'll need to keep their discipline. They've lost it the last two games. Obviously, sending off 14 minutes in the first leg, so I really killed any chance of Rangers putting on an attacking force, and they had to basically just sit in and defend for their lives and hope that they could get through the tie without suffering any damage. They did that. They did brilliantly. I didn't think Athletic caused them all that much, despite having so much of the ball. But this is going to be a different prospect, even with 11 men. This is going to be a backs to the wall job, and it's about for Rangers when the opportunities come. Can they take them? Can they be clinical in a way that sometimes, unfortunately, they haven't been? We've seen what the profligacy has done to them at times this season, especially domestically when they've missed big chances. It really has come back to bite them, but they cannot afford to be wasting chances because they're simply not going to get that many tomorrow night. I don't imagine. I think it'll be, if they get one or two chances, they're going to be doing well, and then they have to make sure that they bury them.
Just before I let you go then, Andy, what is your gut feeling? Do you think that come Friday morning, Rangers will be in the semi-finals of the Europa League?
I think if they hit the heights that they have done during this Europa League campaign, these Thursday specials, I think they can. I think they can come over here and do the rope-a-dope, soak up pressure, and hit them with a sucker punch. I think we've seen them do that time and time before, but they have to be at it. They have to be absolutely 100% a flawless performance. If there's any weaknesses, if guys are jumping out their press, jumping out their position and leaving space, I think this is a team that's good enough to exploit it. So, I think they can do it, but only if they're punch perfect.
Yeah. Andy, I hope it's an absolute cracker for you, and safe travels home when the time comes.
Thanks, Daniel. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, Andy. Andy Newport in Bilbao.
Another low blow from you, Dan. I've had to pick him up off the floor there.
Listen, guys, it's all about I bring the comedy to the show. Do you know what I mean? That's my role. I bring the witticism.
At least it's raining. That's softened the blow.
Look, before I get you to come back in and that, let me hit you with some comments that are coming in. Blue Nose John says, Rangers have been incredible in Europe since Steven Gerrard. Is it a good omen that Barry Ferguson has learned from the late great Walter Smith? Your loyal Muppet says, got my wish. Williams injured, touch and go to play. We need to not launch long balls, keep possession, although not easy to do. Rangers easy okay says, I've just got a weird feeling we're going to do it. Only concern is I hope he plays Igamane over Dessers. If we only get two good chances tomorrow, I would rather them land to Igamane than Dessers. That's an interesting one, guys. Who do you think will start up front?
I think Dessers will start. It is a massive call though, and a bit of a dilemma for Barry Ferguson. As Andy touched on there, even just what happened at the weekend. Now you look at how Igamane took his goal at Pataudry. Contrast that with Dessers going through in the last minute, where he lashes it against the post before they get the equaliser. But listen, I think you just need to look at the teams that Barry Ferguson's picked previously, and I agree with Andy. Igamane in front of goal has, without doubt, get more composure, but it's kind of hard to put a finger on it. But I think to start games, Barry Ferguson would always want Dessers. I don't know whether it's his work rate in terms of keeping the shape of the team right.
I think it's his ability to lead the line.
Yes.
And play within a structure.
Yeah.
And I don't think Igamane could be trusted to
He's
play
too
within a
off
structure.
the cuff, Igamane, isn't he?
So I think it will be Dessers as well. And I think that Rangers know what they're getting with Dessers in terms of his discipline, his work rate, his ability to work central defenders. He's always carrying a threat. Now, whether or not he scores is not always, well, it's hardly ever guaranteed.
No.
But a lot of the chances that Dessers gets are through his running and his ability to link and understand his teammates. Igamane's just a free spirit. You play Igamane, you just put him out there and you say, right, you go and play how you want to play.
It's almost like
because he can't play within the structure.
I think in Barry's head he thinks Dessers for an hour.
And then throw on Igamane.
Then when Igamane goes on, the defenders are a bit more tired, a bit more...
Absolutely.
A bit more... No, there's a bit more...
And who's this guy and what's he doing? Yeah. I think that's exactly what will happen. I fully expect Dessers, just as I did, we were having this conversation this time last week, and I said that Dessers was a certainty to start in the first leg, and I kind of felt as well that Jack Butland wouldn't start it. And that's kind of these were the big decisions going into that game. I don't think they're big decisions now. I think that Kelly stays in goal, Dessers leads the line. I think the big decision for Rangers